Welcome back to Philosophy of the Barber.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Cassie. So today's topic of discussion... Oh, but before we start, please like, subscribe, find us on whatever platform you love us on.
Yes.
Share with your friends, because nobody finds us if nobody shares us. Anyway, today's topic is appreciation.
In its many forms.
Yes. So I suppose we can start with the one we can do from our perspective pretty easily. It's the secrets of like, all right, how do barbers feel appreciated? How do you feel appreciated?
The little things. The little considerations for my time. Like when I'm messaged that someone's running late or get the phone call that someone's running late. I feel like my time is I feel like I'm myself and I'm appreciated. My time is valued.
Being respected.
Being respected, yes. And I feel like when I get a referral is a great way to show appreciation to me. Like when I hear that you've sent somebody to me, it feels good. It feels different. I like...
It's like a warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Better than flowers.
Yeah. Yeah, send me a client.
What do you want for your birthday? Clients.
Yes. A dozen clients, please.
Well, and that even applies to like, because it is traditional for people to show appreciation by way of tipping in tipping cultures. Mm-hmm. And that's always how I view tipping to be, is a show of appreciation, recognizing your work going above and beyond the expectation. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't necessarily, because we just are not paid the way waitresses or servers are paid. So, like, tipping is not the same for us as it is for them. Like, it's a totally different animal here in the States.
Yeah.
Seeing that as them showing their appreciation for a job that's gone above and beyond the expectation. Yeah. Like, that's the way I view that.
Yep.
So I don't necessarily take it as an insult when somebody doesn't tip me.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's where I do very much appreciate those that tip based on service and do that for me. Not that I show less appreciation, but I just seek out my appreciation, I guess, in other ways, because not everyone, it's not either in their culture to tip or it's not in their means to tip or whatever the case may be.
Well, and we'll take a client over a tip any day. Like, a client is, a referral is far more valuable to us than a tip ever would be.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, if all you can afford is the price of the service, then that's all you ever have to pay for, because that's what the price is.
Yep. If I required a tip, I would say it includes gratuity. Like, a tip is not necessary. It's a bonus and a perk.
Yep. And never an expectation.
Never.
So yes, I definitely agree that, like, a client referral, fantastic way to show appreciation. I like also detailed things, like tiny things, because as women, we like tiny things.
The little things.
Yeah, that's really, like, if you want big impact, we don't really care so much about, like, big gestures as much as we're like, oh, thanks for bringing me a drink.
Yeah.
Or thanks for being, like, you know, asking if I need to sit down for a minute. Like, those things.
Honestly, the way a client responds to when I'm transitioning from one client to the next and I need to use the restroom, the way my next client responds to me letting them know I'm taking a bathroom break, appreciation. Like, if they're just like, oh yeah, take your time, no worries, whatever, I'm just like, yes, thank you. I'm not going to take long, but thank you for not adding that extra
stress.
Yeah, of like, oh, I'm in a rush, or rolling your eyes, or whatever the case may be. There could be so many different responses to that naturally if you're in a time crunch or whatever the case may be. So, like, being able to show...
I feel like that shows more of the character of the person.
Oh, fair.
If they're having an issue with you taking a pee break. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, is my human bodily function inconveniencing you?
Fair.
Like, if they're getting testy because of that, there are other issues.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I feel like that's basic human respect.
Sometimes.
Not to be mistaken for appreciation. That should be an expectation.
Fair, yeah. Yeah. How else do I feel appreciated by my clients? Oh, not just a review. I love reviews. Don't get me wrong. I'll take a wordless review. But when they're descriptive of their time or like actually of their experience or whatever, I feel like that shows appreciation to what they got to experience here. I'm also a huge like words of affirmation girl just in my everyday life.
I mean, just words in writing.
Yeah. And so like when you like come back for your next haircut and you tell me little things about it that you liked, that's where I feel appreciated. I had a client just tell me, he's like, you listen so good to what I want versus or what I don't like. And just like hearing those kinds of things, I'm like, you appreciate what is done here. And it makes me feel good.
I definitely will concur with the words of affirmation. But I mean, I'm a big fan of feedback, period. It's like, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. It's like, I want to get better.
Yeah.
And you hold the information. Give it to me.
I know, I don't love hearing that I did something wrong with the haircut, but like, I need to know. Like, that's not information you keep from me because I can't correct it and do better if you don't tell me.
Right. You're keeping secrets. It doesn't help me grow.
Or help you get a better haircut next time.
Right. You're not helping you. You're not helping me. Help me help you.
Yeah.
I like the little things of like the expressions, mostly when people come in and it's like a sense of relief as soon as they walk in. They're just like, I'm here. The rest of the day can fall away.
Yep.
And it's better because I'm here. That always gives me a nice warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. The relief and comfort you like see them feel in your space.
Well, and I think one of the reasons I elicit, or the space elicits that response, is because how I show appreciation to them as clients. Just like the little add-ons or like extra things that I do just to like identify individual clients.
Yes.
Like, it's not something that I'm doing for my whole book, but like, because I have an individual relationship with each person, I treat them as individuals.
Yeah.
So like the black card status thing that I did at the old shop, which for anybody listening, it was really like a metal card with my business logo on it that I only had like 25 made and given to like my top 25 clients that I thought would appreciate a memento like that. And I had it come with like a little extra perks, like you got my cell phone number to be able to text me if you wanted to make an appointment short notice directly. Most of which already had my number anyway. But like being able to ask for an extra hot towel after the haircut, should you want, like upon request, it would be available to you automatically. Because people really like the hot towels. So it's like, hey, if you want a second one, no problem. Doesn't cost me anything but another thing of laundry, whatever.
Yep.
And then being able to use the back door for an entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Just like direct access. You don't have to walk through the whole shop. You can park in the back parking lot and just come right in.
Yep.
And those, like, that was basically it. That and, like, this cool little black metal business card.
Yeah.
That you got to keep and be like, look, I can show that I'm a black card member.
Yeah. This is my fancy black card.
Yeah. So that made those people feel special.
Yeah.
And appreciated. It's like, ooh, I get to use the back door. Like, I'm one of those special people. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I get the secret door.
And now, with a totally different location and situation, I have a little pilot test program with coins that gets you perks. So, but the most used perk of that is a coin holder gets one of their preferred beverages in stock for all of their appointments through the rest of the year. So like that little thing. Today's appointment had asked for an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Literally a 99-cent beverage.
Yep.
And it made his day.
Yeah, he was very excited about that.
So like that tiniest investment and show of appreciation to just like elevate their level of service for the day.
Yep.
Makes a huge, huge impact. I actually even messaged him this morning because his initial request for preferred beverage is like a hot beverage.
Oh,
so I messaged him this morning. I was like, do you want to change up your beverage for the summer?
Good call. Good call.
Because I knew I was going to like have to run out to the store later today anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, I can get whatever you want. And he was like, yeah, Arnold Palmer. Done. And I had to pick one up for a customer I have on Friday. So, 2 birds.
One stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, those little things I like to do for individual clients to let them know, like, how much I appreciate them and the relationship that we've cultivated.
Yeah.
Plus, with that, I also get their birthday so that I can do a little something for them for their birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's more of a common practice in salons is getting information like birthdays so that, like, they'll send, like, birthday coupons or whatever.
Usually at least some kind of birthday discount.
Yeah. So that's always a nice way to show a little bit of appreciation.
What are some more minor scale ways you show appreciation to your clients?
I think perhaps it's more of not necessarily me actively showing. I feel like this is going to be like expectation where we say appreciation far too much.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a question of what do I think causes my customers to feel appreciated. Because that's not necessarily a conscious effort on my part.
Yeah.
It's just more of like a how I am and how I choose to be.
Okay.
Like remembering their life and the things that we've talked about. Because they know that we see like hundreds of people a month.
Yeah.
And so us remembering them, us remembering their family functions, their work issues, this unresolved thing that they were concerned about before is now resolved and we're wanting to like check on the conclusion. Like, how did that go?
Yeah.
I feel like those are ways that they really feel appreciated where it's like, oh, you remembered. Yeah, you're me.
Yeah. Same. I was over here like racking my brain and I'm like, because you're talking about like your black card and your coin and those are all very tangible ways of showing that. And I'm over here like, do I even show my clients that I appreciate them? And I'm like in here searching for like tangible things in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I don't at all. And I'm like, but I know they know I appreciate them. Like there's no.
Obviously we've discovered that your love language, what you like to convey is not gifts.
Yeah, no. No.
I, however, am a gift giver.
Yeah.
I really, really like giving gifts. As you have witnessed yourself.
Yes. Received some great gifts.
I pride myself on my ability to give gifts.
It's same though, like it is the little things like that. Or honestly, like I feel like there's a couple guys in particular that are very particular about their mustaches. Just little, also finite details about things they don't like and know to stay away from. I feel like they really appreciate those things.
Well, remembering.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about, like, you are using part of your little gray cells to hold on to their details.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that really shows people, makes them feel like, oh, they care.
Yeah. I make it such a point to try to remember things that I sometimes get a little frustrated with myself when I don't. Like, remember a kid's name. Or, like, if they have a boy or a girl. And it's just, like, little minute things. And I'm like, in my head, crap. We need a context clue. Something. And I know that I'm putting more pressure on myself in the moment than anything. But it's so important to me to, like, really make sure I'm actively listening and taking in the information that they're giving me because, like, their lives do matter to me. And I want to be able to carry those to the next conversation and ask you about the test that you took or the championship that you played in or whatever the case may be.
And I think part of it is really, like, how we remember things. Like, I'm a very auditory heavy learner with, like, visual assistance. So I can remember a lot of things we talk about. In fact, some of the ways I remember people's spouses' names is remembering them say the name. Like, it's not that I've logged their name in my brain. It's that I'm imagining the customer saying the name.
Yep.
And that's how I'm like, oh, how's so-and-so.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm like, right, they're married to so-and-so, and I gotta, like, carry the two. They've got a couple kids. It's not that. It's, but that's how I remember our topics of discussion from the previous haircut, is that I'm remembering the conversation itself.
Oh, yeah.
And going, oh, right, while I was doing this, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how my memory works when those things come up. Whereas, and it also goes to, like, remembering the preferences for services, going, right, they really, really care about those fish hooks getting trimmed so that they don't have to worry about them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's because I can remember the conversation we had about them the previous time.
Yeah, okay, yep. Mine can be very similar because, like, I guess it's very specific to these mustaches right now. It's like every time I go for the mustache, if for that specific person, my head like replays that moment where they told me that. As I'm going for, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, that's a thing. You don't like this shaved back too much because you get chapped lips. Like, there's just little things. Unfortunately, there are some things that pop back and remember that I wish they wouldn't. God, like 3 haircuts ago, my trimmers bit somebody's lip when I was grooming their mustache. And now every single time I go to groom their mustache, I get like PTSD from where I saw him bleeding a little bit from where I injured him.
Yep.
Dramatized in my own brain, of course, but...
Well, any time you cause harm to a client once, you will never forget it.
Never. I remember
if you're not a psychopath.
I remember almost every single client I've nicked. Like,
yes. I remember to this day the person who I, like, got them with my shears on their ear.
Really?
Well, even, like, some of those early haircuts that are very traumatic for us.
Yeah.
Like, I still, 10 years after seeing this man, 10 years after touching his hair, I still remember his name. I could pick him out of a crowd. I remember his hair. Like, if he were to walk in tomorrow, I'd be like, what's up, Joe? Yeah. It's been a decade. How you been? And I'm sure he would be shocked that I could remember all of those things. But trauma teaches very quickly.
Yeah.
Mistakes are the fastest way to learn.
Agreed.
How about we talk about inappropriate ways that people try to show appreciation?
Okay. Yeah.
So I've had a few.
Do tell.
So, I mean, and it depends on the individual. Everybody is different. Some people don't grasp social cues.
Yeah.
Or, those types of norms.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've had somebody bring me a bag of their hand-me-down clothes because at one point we were discussing that we wear the same size.
Ah.
That was a conversation that needed to be dealt with diplomatically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A large bag of clothes?
Yeah. I had somebody bring in a full plate of breakfast for my dog.
Oh, I remember that.
Which was not a good idea for a dog to have who had already dealt with pancreatitis, like
that
fatty
plate
foods.
Wasn't a good idea for any...
No, it wasn't a good idea for him either.
I wouldn't have fed that plate to Willis. Like, I wouldn't have fed that plate to myself. What was left on that plate was so greasy fatty.
I did have somebody ask permission first, which is always a good idea.
Yes.
To give me a wedding present when I was getting married. And came in with a bank envelope. Insist on not having a conversation about it. He's like, I don't want to thank you. I don't want nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Here's your present. Okay. Thank you. And that facilitated the purchase of Harvey.
Oh, love that. Love that. Great wedding present.
In my case, all of these instances were from the same person.
Shenanigans. Utter shenanigans. Only because I know the breakfast like the breakfast person. So knowing that he's also the clothes person just makes me giggle.
Yes.
He really wants to make sure you're appreciated, though.
Wanted.
Yeah.
So, have you encountered any ways that you have found inappropriate that people have attempted to show appreciation?
Not anything too odd yet.
Good.
Not yet, at least. They've all been good. Just like the bonus tips around like the holidays, those sorts of things, the occasional
Those always make me uncomfortable.
gift.
Like, I appreciate them, but like I get uncomfortable whenever I feel like somebody tips me too much.
Yes. Yeah. I literally will be like, "Are you sure? Can you take it back?"
I stopped myself from asking that after 12 years.
Yeah.
Because I used to actively refuse tips when I first opened the shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I would much rather like have you refer a customer to me. Like, I'm good with not having a tip. Like, that's fine. But then some people get mad, like insulted. So I stopped doing that.
Fair.
Especially because I'm kind of a stubborn person.
I can't imagine feeling angered by someone not accepting my tip. But I mean, I get it. I can see where I get it. You take my money, damn it.
My money not good enough for you? Only the first amount.
Yeah.
Not the second.
Only the part that paid for the service. The rest of it, bad money.
Oh, other ways. Like customers letting us use things.
Yeah.
Like the scissor lift.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. What?
Like if we would have had to have rented a scissor lift for the amount of time we had it,
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about the time that Tom helped me with my chair.
Yes.
Little things, I'm telling you, those mean so much. Or the door.
The door, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm the stubborn one that insists on giving them free haircuts for those things. or the curtains.
Yep.
Or the chair.
Yep. So much help and appreciation.
So much.
Ooh. How to make sure you show appreciation to your coworkers. I feel like we do a very good job of doing for each other to where we both always feel valued. I feel like we have a very good balance of just the little random duties and stuff. I feel like it's very equal. I feel like you should, especially working in an environment where there are, luckily it is just Bree and I sharing co-suites or however, and so it's easy for us to find that balance and do the back and forth. But if you're working in a shop filled with larger people, always make sure to do your part. Like, that's how you can appreciate your coworkers, is not making them pick up your slack or saying thank you for the little thing, like noticing when people do stuff and saying thank you for those things. Because like, I know after so many times of me doing something unintentionally, not being appreciated for it or not getting it noticed or it seeming devalued makes me less wanting to do that.
Oh, that is something my husband learned very quickly, and I made sure to communicate to him very early on.
Yep.
Is if I do something, I need you to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
To me, because if you don't, I won't repeat it. Mm-hmm. Like, I will not.
Yep.
And I'm telling you now.
Yep.
So if you come home and that bathroom is clean, you need to tell me that I did a great job.
Yep.
If you ever want that to happen again.
Yep.
And I kind of had the same thing at the old shop of like, I would do stuff in the shop all the time. Mm-hmm. And of course it's my shop, so like I can do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. But when I would like, touch up paint or like move things around or like, deal with something that was being neglected for a while.
Yeah.
Like, it would really bother me if no one noticed.
Yeah.
And that did lead to some feelings of being taken for granted.
Oh yeah. I could definitely see.
Especially because there's already things that I do that, like, you can't notice.
Yeah.
Because they're not visual.
And this is why showing your appreciation is so important.
Yes. Well, and I kind of take it for granted now just because you and I I think, so naturally do that for one another.
Yes.
That it's not even something that I'm having to be intentional with the majority of the time. Because it's always at the forefront of, like, being aware that you're there and I'm here, and, like, if you're busy and I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, that's just our dynamic.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy, I take it for granted because it's like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
And if at some point we're not, we know we can totally work it out.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, so it's so far from an area of conflict that could like bubble up in a different work situation that totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, somebody sweeping up around your chair and not telling them thank you while you're in the middle of a haircut. Like, even just a quick thank you.
Yeah.
Like grabbing the comb bucket. Thanks.
Oh yeah, because like exactly little stuff like that, like especially like the sweeping the station and stuff. Because I naturally, if I'm already doing it, I usually just do down the line. It just makes it easier.
Yep.
But if you don't acknowledge that I've just done that for you, I just cleaned up around your feet, I won't again. I'll stick right to my station.
And it costs nothing to say thank you. Well, and you see those types of practices even in like kitchens where, like, even if the cook is yelling to let a server know that their plate is ready and the order is up, they always say please.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you sound a little angrier. I know if I raise my voice, I sound angry no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's only for volume. I sound pissed.
So definitely still use your manners.
Yes. But if I yell in a pissed manner and then say please, automatically more friendly than it was. Communication, generally, is a good way of, like, mutual respect, and
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Like, we talked about the hypothetical situation where, like, I don't have a reputation for not communicating with my clients if something comes up. Like, if I ever just ghost people, I am dead in a ditch somewhere, or in a coma, or something.
Yeah.
And, like, I've made sure that is an expectation that people can have of me. But it's also, like, just like if somebody calls to let us know that they're going to be, 5-10 minutes late, like, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, the same goes the other way around, where it's like, hey, family emergency, this sort of thing, or hey, I got to reschedule you, and, making sure to find something that works for both parties.
Yep.
And being able to, like, be the person that someone can reach out to when life happens and be like, hey, I just found out that this thing is going to conflict with our appointment. You have anything sooner? I just did that today.
And honestly, I feel like, backing on the communication aspect of it, like, the raw honesty sometimes is super helpful and appreciative. Like, I last weekend was trying to shift a client around so that way I could bring Willis and be able to create a gap so that way I could bring him home, and I was just doing some shifting, and technically I just needed to move one client from the end of my day to the beginning of my day to open that gap. And so I was just honest with him. I was like, I'm trying to make room to be able to bring Willis home before my last client. Like, are you cool if you just, like, bump up? If it's super conflicting, don't bother. I'll make it work on my end. And he's like, oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Great. And I feel like getting that also in return, I don't need to know your business. It's not that. But I sometimes feel like if you're just like, hey, the kid threw up on himself this morning and I couldn't get out the door fast. Like, just, you know what I mean? Just that.
Life.
Yeah. And, like, not that I respond any less to an apology of running late, but it's almost like you respect my time a little bit more when I get a reason. Again, I don't expect one, and I'm not trying to pry into your business, but sometimes it's usually funny. Like, sometimes I'm doing the silliest of things when I'm late. I came back late from a lunch break one time. It's because I walked too far away from my house with my dog and then ran out of time. Like, it's embarrassing and it's a little bit shameful, but I was honest, and they were very understanding and laughed it off.
Well, and like today, my 15-minute late guy who said he was going to be 5 minutes late, anybody who is, especially my clientele, anybody who's going to be late, like, they're already beating themselves up on the way, anticipating my negative reaction. Like, they already don't want to make me unhappy because they respect my time and they respect me. So, and especially in that case where it's like, I had a bit of a gap between him and the next one anyway, so it's like, dude's got wiggle room. So, like, he's still, like, trying to calm down when he sits in the chair. And he's telling me, he's like, baby had a blowout this morning, like, all this stuff happened. He's like, I'd already taken a shower, and just got poop all over me. It's like, it's a thing. I was like, got it, dad life. It's okay. And I made sure to, like, reassure him. It's like, I just want to make sure it's good on your end, like, because I know he had to go to work. I was like, time-wise, I'm good. Like, don't stress about that. Are you good on your time? And he's like, yeah, I don't have to be at work until noon. Cool. Then we can just go on
Treat
per
this
normal.
per usual.
Yeah. And I still got him out on time.
Perfect.
So, like, those types of things where it's like, it's built on mutual respect.
Yeah.
And if anything, though, yes, I have built a reputation of being somebody that people don't want to upset. Don't know how that happened. But when those things do happen and, like, I see that they're genuinely remorseful or, like, whatever, like, contrite in whatever situation, like, I'm not going to berate you for that. Like, I do have compassion. Like, you have put enough stress on yourself. I'm not going to add to that. My work is already done because you did that to yourself. So then it's my job to be, like, reassuring and be like, don't worry about it. Like, I am still going to make this happen because I'm a professional, and that's why you come and see me.
I will say it is kind of funny because, like, I very much still, my clients that are late and very apologetic, very understanding of, like, I'm so sorry, they expect me to be upset, but, like, the difference between yours and mine is, like, yours almost don't want to make eye contact when they come in the door. It's so funny to me. I know, I'm sorry, already looking at the floor, even though they've even already reached out prior to, given the warning, walking in the door late, still won't make eye contact. Sometimes until they're caped and they're forced to in the mirror. But you have. It's you're not someone whose bad side I would want to be on.
Have you even seen?
No.
Witnessed?
Nope. Heard enough about it.
Well, there are stories?
I mean, not really.
Spill.
You're intimidating. Just that fact alone.
I had a customer this week describe me. He said, people either find you scarily intimidating or intriguing.
Yep.
And I had that. I was like, if there is a sliver of people that just cannot stand me.
Just a sliver. Well, I didn't see your bad side, but I saw your protective side.
Oh, I'm super defensive.
Yeah. Your mama bear side, so to speak.
Mama bear, yeah. When was that?
At the old shop, when you were standing up for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just not afraid to vocalize a side.
Oh, you mean that?
She remembers, and now the emotions have risen.
I'd forgotten about that.
When you went full mama bear mode for me?
When I was on the couch.
Yeah.
And I just decided to call out behavior for what it was.
Yeah, from across the barber shop.
Yep. nobody else was there. There were no customers.
Nope. Nope, just employees.
Well, just barbers.
Just barbers. Yeah, people that work there.
Yep, I would say that would be the antithesis of appreciation.
Yeah.
That was me showing my unappreciation, like a lack of appreciation for people's behavior. Yeah, I will call out some terrible behavior.
Yeah.
I suppose that might be a misguided way of attempting to show appreciation. I doubt that, though. Has nothing to do with appreciation. Nothing. No, that's just me being a very defensive person.
Yeah. Standing up for what's right.
I will defend somebody to the death if they are not available to defend themselves.
Yeah.
I don't care on what situation it is, just like a debate, a conversation, whatever. If somebody is being attacked in a situation and they are unable to defend themselves, mentally, verbally, physically, don't care, I will.
Yeah.
Because I would want somebody to do that for me in that situation. If I'm not present to defend myself, I would hope that someone would do it for me.
Absolutely.
So, be the change you want to see in the world. And unfortunately, there have been instances where people have been put in those situations, and I can't necessarily say that the majority of them have been willing to do the same. But hey, if I gotta be the bad guy, I am okay being the bad guy.
I've recently coined a new phrase to tell myself it's okay if you're the bad guy in a couple people's stories.
You're gonna be, and it's not your choice.
Nope. And you just have to, me personally, I have had a hard time over the years coming to terms with that, because I know that I'm not a bad person, so I feel like I have to prove that when people don't like me.
There's also a people pleaser.
Correct.
So.
And that is something I've had to work on very much over the years, but I just have to tell myself it's okay. It's okay if you're the bad guy. That's their perspective on the situation. That's their side of their story, and so be it.
Yeah, and maybe from that perspective, they're not wrong, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to affect your life and your storyline.
Correct.
I like little things of like customers when they get really excited about life and stuff that we've talked about with them, want to show us stuff.
Yeah. I like that.
Like, oh, come check out my new car.
Mm-hmm.
Or, oh, look at the pictures of the vacation I just went on.
Mm-hmm. Look at my dog's puppies she just had. That's my favorite.
All right, you got that, guys? We got words of affirmation and puppies.
Puppies, yes. Yep, that's it, guys. That's all I need. I remember one time I had a client come in. No dogs were in either of our shops that evening. And he was like, yeah, Ava is in the truck, his dog. I was like, well, what is she doing in the truck? He's like, well, hanging out while I get my haircut. I was like, she can come in the shop. She let her inside to say hello. We don't miss out on interactions with pups. I literally walked outside of my barber shop while the client was waiting to say hi to a dog that was walking by. I knew the dog, to be fair. It was a very quick hello. While the child whose hair I was going to cut was cleaning up their Lego mess.
Not just randomly going up to dogs that I don't know.
I also do that.
Hello.
Hello, can I pet your dog? Is your human friendly? I need a shirt that says that.
Do we need owner vests?
Yeah.
Can I get one that says aggressive?
Yes. Bite warning.
Oh, one of my favorites is people like checking out library books.
They love your library.
I love my library, but I love it when other people take advantage.
Yeah.
As long as they bring them back eventually.
Eventually.
I have a list. I keep track.
There's not a due date, but there is a expectation it comes back.
Yes, eventually. No late fees.
We don't.
The cops won't go to your house.
We do not critique the length of time it takes you to read a book.
I do.
What?
I do.
You do?
I have a customer who has gone. He's an every 5-week customer. He has had the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is a very short book, for the last, I want to say 5 haircuts.
That's a long time.
That is a very long time.
Maybe it's because the word Gilgamesh. If I had... Is it in the book a lot? I wouldn't want to read it already, based off the title alone.
For the record,
the tongue twister
this
of
man
that
is
name.
pretty solid when it comes to Latin. Okay.
All right, well then he has no excuse. You know Latin. You can't read a book. Just kidding. Whoever you are.
I doubt he'll ever listen to this, but just saying. Eventually, yes, I will start to judge how long it takes you to return my book.
Fair. After that many haircuts, yeah, fair enough.
Not just haircuts, that many weeks.
Yeah. A long time.
Mm-hmm. But there are others where I'm shocked that they took anything because I know that they have a really busy life. And I'm like, you really think you're going to make time to read this? I don't care how short it is. Like, are you sure?
You'd fit this in somewhere.
But especially if it's a book I've already read, it's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah.
So, Epic of Gilgamesh, The Plague, Old Man of the Sea, all books that are out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've already read them. It's fine. Well, what do you think about, like, what things could be done from a barbershop perspective to show appreciation to customers? Like, obviously, we do one-on-one things.
Yeah.
Because we have very close relationships with our customers because we have very, like, one-on-one setup. But, like, shops, and I have to, like, remember to expand my mind to these
to other shops.
Yeah, and be like, right, shops with multiple people and have like a whole big old swath of clientele. Like, I've seen shops do like customer appreciation events, like cookouts and like, you know, open houses type of things where it's just like, come by, you know, have some drinks and, you know, have some food and just kick back and relax, where it's not you paying me to give you a service. It's just like us actually hanging out as people because we actually get along.
Yep.
Or doing raffles during those type of events and like making it a community space because you know, barbers are like good community members.
Yeah.
We like to be involved.
Yeah. I know I've seen some salons do almost like a gift bag style thing for some of their clients and stuff for appreciation. I know some places have just drinks on hand all the time for whoever comes in, those sorts of things. I don't know. I think I might need to get on the salon birthday thing, personally, and ask everybody for their birthday.
There is a spot in the...
There is a spot. I've seen
system.
the spot in Square.
Yep.
I feel like it could even be small things like adding on like a scalp massage or just an extra little something that takes you a couple minutes, not much time, and just giving it to them just for the sake of.
Yeah, I mean, I give away beard trims here and there, mostly just because I forget to ring them up, or I care more about actually giving them the beard trim than I care about getting the money for a beard trim. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm doing a beard, if I'm convincing you to let me trim your beard, it's because I want to trim your beard.
Yes.
Like, this is a for me thing. This is not a for you thing. So I'm like, it's on me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I basically strong-armed you into letting me trim your beard.
Thank you.
Because this is about me having to look at you, not about you having to look at you.
Yes, this is payment enough. I got to fix it.
Yep.
I get to get it to look how I want it.
Well, because, like, depending on, like, how far along you are in the barbering profession, like, there's always, I feel, going to be a part of your brain that's always on in barbering, no matter where you are, what you're doing. So if I'm, like, randomly, we'll say hypothetically, okay, because this is not necessarily real.
Yep.
If I'm in a group of people and we're having a conversation and there's a man with a beard that is, like, not properly blended to his haircut, that little part of my brain, it used to be like half of my brain, but now it's just a little part of my brain that is just like, if I had a trimmer and a comb, I could just, like, pull that out and trim it a bit, and it would blend, and we wouldn't have that weight line area, and it'll just keep saying that over and over, and, like, imagining doing it over and over and over again. I could still hold a conversation while that's occurring in my brain now, but...
Ooh, the way I critique people on TV, though. The shame. I bring them in my head.
Oh my goodness, watching movies and judging their haircuts
Stresses me out. Their hairstylist got paid good money to do that, and it was bad.
Yeah. Well, and I do have to like kind of remind myself sometimes where it's like maybe they did research and it was historically accurate for the time. I don't know.
Not the movies I watch. No historical accuracy needed.
Just a bad haircut.
Yeah.
Calling you out, Hollywood.
Yes. Or a bald man with an unfaded beard.
Oh, yeah. But sometimes that's a legitimate, like, people choose to do that. I don't agree with it. That's not my taste. But some people do it. Because some people just shave their own heads, and that's what their beards look like when you shave your own head.
Exactly. That's why you shouldn't look like that in a movie. Someone else did it.
People can't look picture perfect in movies. They have to be a little bit on the more accurate side.
Because I give everyday men that credit. You know what I mean? Like most bald dudes with a beard, they're just taking a razor to their head in the shower and going. I totally get that. I do not critique that. But like when I see it in a setting where it's like, do better. Do better. It's so bushy up here by the ear. Just a little bit. Just bring it in a little bit. Necklines really bother me. The backside too.
Oh yeah.
When I see someone's been like brought up way too high.
If the nape line is above your earlobe, you are wrong.
Yes. Yes.
That's the measurement. If it is above your ear, nope. That's your occipital lobe. That is not a nape. Let's just pivot to things we don't appreciate.
Yeah, right.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Because I know they're making big bucks doing these people hair.
You want to try a better English?
Because I know they're making a lot of money doing these people's hairs. No. That still doesn't sound right. There's too many plurals.
Doing hair on these people?
Yep, that's the one. I know they make a lot of money doing hair on these people.
Yeah.
I almost added us at the end of people. What else don't we appreciate?
Some people don't appreciate their grammar being corrected.
Some people don't appreciate their brain not Englishing.
Well, for the record, we always record at the end of our business day.
Yeah.
So both of us have been up since 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So if you want us to be like bright-eyed bushy-tailed, we need to record at 4 a.m. And that's not going to happen.
Oh, an added disclaimer, it is now almost 8 p.m.
Right.
Just for time frame reference.
Really understand
what we're going through.
Any final thoughts on appreciation? Did we miss anything? We covered, coworkers, customers, barbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really love to know how customers, like from their perspective, feel appreciated.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm going to start the customer series when I can rope a couple of customers into actually sitting down for the podcast.
I'll start pitching to some of mine too.
Yes, do that. We need to compare and contrast.
Yeah. We need some client perspective for sure.
All right, well, that's what we're going to do. Obviously, it's not going to be like next week's episode, but
in the near future.
Yeah, near future, we're going to have a customer series.
Yeah.
Customer perspectives.
Be on the lookout.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Have a good night.